Are you sure your cat knows you're human? Every day you feed them, pet them, call their name, and you probably believe that in their eyes, you're their owner, their favorite person. But the truth is, your cat has never once looked at you and seen a human. And strangely, that's not as cold as it sounds. In fact, the way your cat sees you is exactly why they trust you, seek you out, and sometimes do things that make absolutely no sense to you. The problem is, most cat owners completely misunderstand these signals. They miss the messages their cats are sending every single day and slowly damage a bond they don't even realize they have. In this video, you'll discover 6 scientific truths about how your cat really sees you, and one insight at the end that might completely change the way you see your cat forever. Because to your cat, you're not just human, you're their entire world. So what does your cat actually see when they look at you? Not what you think. In the next few minutes, we're going to break down 6 hidden truths behind your cat's behavior. The small things they do every day that most people ignore, misunderstand, or get completely wrong. And each one is backed by real research, real observation, and something even more important, what it means for your relationship with your cat. Because once you understand how your cat truly sees you, you don't just become a better owner. You become someone your cat can actually trust. Let's start with the first, and probably the most surprising one. Have you ever wondered why your cat doesn't treat you the way a dog treats its owner? No jumping at the door, no desperate need to please you, no constant attention seeking, and it's easy to mistake that for indifference. But it's not. It's actually respect. According to animal behaviorist John Bradshaw, who spent years studying how cats interact with humans, cats never developed a separate social behavior just for us. Dogs did. Cats didn't. Which means when your cat rubs against your legs, gently headbutts you, or even licks your hand, they're not doing something special for a human. They're using the exact same behaviors they would use with another cat. In their mind, you're not their owner. You're not their master. You're just a much bigger, slightly clumsier cat who somehow became part of their world. And here's the part most people never realize. That's actually one of the highest forms of acceptance a cat can give. Because cats don't submit the way dogs do. They don't follow hierarchy the same way. They choose who they consider one of their own. And your cat chose you. So instead of trying to control your cat, or expecting obedience the way you might from a dog, try this instead. Start interacting with your cat the way another cat would. Move slower. Respect their space. Let them come to you, because the moment your cat sees you as one of them is the moment the real bond begins. Have you ever noticed how your cat walks up to you and gently rubs their face against your legs, your hands, even your face? It looks like affection, and it is, but it's also something deeper. Cats have scent glands on their cheeks, their forehead, and around their face. And when they rub against you, they're not just being cute. They're leaving their scent on you. In the wild, cats use scent to define what's safe, what belongs to them, and who is part of their social group. So when your cat rubs against you, they're essentially saying, "You smell like me, you're part of my world." And here's where it gets even more interesting. In multi-cat households, cats that trust each other will often groom one another, rub against each other, and share scent constantly. It creates a group scent, a shared identity. So when your cat does this to you, they're including you in that identity, not as an outsider, not as a provider, but as one of their own. And the worst thing you can do in that moment? Push them away. Because from your cat's perspective, that's rejection. Instead, try this. Gently pet them back. Speak softly. Stay present in that moment. Because every time your cat rubs against you, they're choosing connection. Have you ever woken up to find a toy, a bug, or something much worse sitting right next to you? And your cat is just staring at you, waiting. Most people think it's random, or worse, annoying. But what if that moment is actually one of the most caring things your cat ever does for you? Because in the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens, not as a gift, but as a lesson. First, they bring it back dead, then later, sometimes alive, so the kittens can learn how to hunt. And when your cat drops something at your feet, they're following that exact same instinct, except now, You're the one they think needs help. Think about it from their perspective. They watch you every day. You don't hunt, you don't chase, you don't catch anything. You just walk to a box, open it, and food appears. To your cat, that doesn't make you powerful. It makes you completely unprepared for survival. So instead of giving up on you, they step in. Some cats bring dead things. Others bring them half alive, giving you a chance to practice. And if your cat brings you toys and meows at you, that's the indoor version of the same lesson. But here's the key detail most people miss. Context matters. If your cat drops something and just watches you, that's teaching. If they drop it and immediately get excited, that's play. Either way, they chose you. So instead of reacting with frustration, try engaging with them. Because in their mind, they're not bothering you. They're trying to help you survive. Have you ever held your face close to your cat, expecting a moment, and they just blink slowly or seem to look right through you? It's not because they don't care. It's because they literally can't see you clearly. Cats have very different vision from humans. Anything closer than about 8 to 10 inches from their face becomes blurry and out of focus. And even at a distance, their world isn't sharp and detailed like ours. It's softer, more like shapes and movement than fine detail. So no, your cat doesn't recognize your face the way you recognize theirs. But here's the part that matters more. They don't need to, because what your cat lacks in visual detail, they make up for in something far more powerful. They recognize you by the way you move, the sound of your voice, and most importantly, your scent. You're not a face in their memory. You're a feeling. And that's why your cat can find you in the dark. Why they respond to your footsteps before they even see you. Why your presence alone can change their entire behavior. So instead of trying to get closer to your cat's face, try becoming more recognizable in the ways they actually understand. Move gently, speak softly, stay consistent. Because to your cat, you're not something they see. You're something they feel. Have you ever noticed that your cat seems to talk to you? Different sounds, different tones, almost like they're having a conversation. Here's something most people don't know. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. In the wild, that sound basically disappears after kittenhood because it's meant for one thing only, getting their mother's attention. But when cats start living with humans, something changes. They realize very quickly that we don't understand body language the way other cats do. We miss the tail signals. We ignore the ear movements. We don't respond to silent communication. So they adapt. They bring back the one sound that always worked, and they reshape it just for you. And over time, something incredible happens. Your cat develops a unique vocabulary that only exists between the two of you. A short meow might mean hello. A long, drawn-out one might mean feed me. A sharp, repeated sound might mean pay attention right now. This isn't random. This is learned communication. Some studies have even shown that cats adjust their vocal patterns depending on how their owner responds, which means your cat is not just making noise. They're studying you, learning you, and building a language around you. So the next time your cat meows at you, don't ignore it. That sound doesn't exist in the wild. It exists because your cat decided you were worth talking to. Now this is where everything changes. In 2019, researchers at Oregon State University conducted an attachment study on cats. They placed cats in an unfamiliar room with their owner, then asked the owner to leave for 2 minutes. And what happened next surprised a lot of people. Many of the cats became stressed. They vocalized more. They explored less. They showed signs of anxiety. But when the owner came back, everything changed. The cats relaxed. They started exploring again. Their behavior stabilized. Over 60% of the cats showed what psychologists call a secure attachment, the same pattern seen in human babies with their caregivers. Let that sink in. Your cat doesn't just live with you. They depend on your presence to regulate how they feel. You are the signal their nervous system uses to decide, am I safe or not? And suddenly everything from earlier starts to make sense. Why they follow you from room to room, why they sleep near you, why they relax the moment you walk in. It's not random. It's not habit. It's attachment. deep biological, emotional attachment. So no, your cat doesn't see you as a human, but that doesn't make your bond weaker. It makes it something else entirely. To your cat, you are not a master, not an owner, not someone above them. You are part of their world, the one they trust, the one they communicate with, the one they come back to when everything else feels uncertain. You are home. And maybe the real question isn't, does my cat understand me? But this, are you loving your cat in a way they actually understand? If this changed the way you see your cat, subscribe and tell me in the comments, what's one thing your cat does that you never understood until now?